All the motocross range of 2023 had been renewed, absolutely new. We have a new frame, new engine, so if we are talking about the technical changes, we can talk about whole day, because there is a lot of changes. For example, which is quite important, that the frame has a little bit different geometry, so the engine is mounted in the frame in a tilted position with 3 degrees backwards, 2 degrees backwards, which seems quite less, but the impact for the rideability and then the whole handling of the bike is really improved. And also the big change with the frame, that the rear shock upper mounting point is in a different position. That's why the rear shock has less influence to the front and to the whole frame than like the old model. This was intentionally did because we can separate the reactions of the front fork and the rear. And also the engine, even though it's quite looks the same, it's changed. Also this is the 350, but on a 250 the bore and stroke also changed, so we have a different characteristic of the 250. And also we modified the cylinder head a little on the 350, but if you're just looking at the engine, it looks almost the same, but almost all the part numbers are changed, so everything is changed on the engine. But the main differences with the four-stroker is the frame, which is absolutely new, and also the engine, which is mounted into the frame in a different position. But the big changes came with the two-strokers. Let's move away.
Okay, let's go.
And this is the bike which has been really changed, because it's a 300 motocross, two-stroker, absolutely new model. In the past we had motocross 300, but for a long while we didn't have any. But now there's a demand for the two-strokers, and you know, the popularity of the two-strokers is getting higher. Even the extreme enduro is already we experienced, but in this case with the motocross as well. And we started to ride the four-strokers on the motocross because of the linear engine power and the strong engine. But today the new generation of two-strokers are similar to the four-strokers, because there is no step in the power curve. It is linear and quite good rideability it gives. So the big new thing is this one, located here and here. The bike has not a mechanically controlled power valve, but it has a stepless electronic motor which controls the power valve. And also, and yes, this is here. And also, we don't use any longer on the motocross models the throttle body, the TPI injection, which was a transfer port injection, but we modified it for racing reasons for the throttle body injection, which is more convenient for and gives a little bit more power and more rideability to the bike. We have two injectors, one is before, one is after the throttle flap. And even if you're riding with closed throttle, like decelerating, you always have lubrication, because this new generation two-stroker is already works with premixed oil. So there is no additional tank, no additional pump. We use the premixed oil. So this is really focusing on racing with this engine. The 300 is well over 56. It's around 60 horsepower, so it's comparable absolutely with the 450 of the four-stroker.
Yes.
And that's why it could be compete with it, but with less weight. It's less than the four-stroker, but it is more important that the gyroscope effect of the crankshaft is much less, because the crankshaft of the two-stroker is much lighter than the four-stroker. That's why the rideability, the turning ability of the bike is easier. So it's easier to ride, even though in the past, you know, we always said that two-stroker is very agile, but when the power valve opens, then it goes like hell and you cannot control the bike. But this is not like this, because there is no point where the power valve opens. It is open steplessly, and sometimes it's open only a little, so the power curve is much linearer than the earlier models of two-strokers. And also this two-stroker gets the new frame and the new rear shock like the old, like the four-stroker. So we can talk about completely new motocross bikes in 2023.
Yes, this is riding this bike. This is very fun and very good bike. Please try it. Zsolt, thank you very much.
Be welcome, Richie.
Okay, Moto, ciao.